So today's look is inspired by the sake of time. We're always in a rush nowadays, I know that. So every minute that you can gain can be used somewhere else. And so you always want to try to... So sometimes you have no choice, like you have to rush out. So this look is going to be a 5-minute look using only 5 products. And this is for everyone who is just rushing out to work, if you have kids and you need to get them to school, if you're running late, if somebody calls you up or sends you a message and says, hey, let's go grab some coffee or lunch, and you don't really have a whole lot of time, but you still want to leave the house looking a little bit put together, just feeling a little bit better using some makeup products. I will actually be timing the process, so you'll see the process live for 5 minutes. Now first, one thing when discussing foundation. This is my go-to brand for a quick everyday foundation. However, what I do is I also use these drops. This is the current primer drop that I'm using right now. It's a illuminating primer. So you can use whatever primer that you like or style that you're going for. But I have these are meant for eyeshadow, like pigments, mineral eyeshadows, but I use these and I fill them up with my foundation and my primer. So I make a nice little cocktail ready to go, and I have a few of these already prepped, so when I run out I can throw them. Everything that I'm going to use here fits in this little bag, so it's a very easy little bag. You can even keep a couple of those on hand with a few different options. So like leave one in your car, leave one in your house, leave one at work. This way you always have something to kind of just grab and go to. My next little kind of trick is using a eyebrow pencil combo. So this is Ulta Beauty Brow Expert 4-piece kit. Now I have lost the little brush out of this one, but what I do is I use this for my eyebrows, but I also use those pigments for some shadow. And I have even tried this kind of wax cream color for contouring before, and it does work in a pinch. For this look I'm not going to contour because contouring is kind of a long process, so this is just going to be a fast on the go using some basics. Okay, let's get the timer ready and we will get started. Okay, you see here we have our 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and hit start. Alright, so that will go off. So I'm grabbing first this foundation mix. Again, it does have that primer in there, and we're just grabbing a nice glob and kind of putting that all around the face. And I really try to avoid using my pointed finger just because that's like the finger that we use the most of, or if we touch our face, so it tends to be the more oily finger. So if you can avoid putting oil there. Now you can rub this in with your fingers, and I know that's going to be an emergency that we would have to do most of the time, but I am going to be using 2 tools, so 5 products, 2 tools, and we'll still get this done in 5 minutes. And I am a little bit worried with talking and forgetting that I'm on a timer and not paying attention to the timer, and I use a brush when I'm in a hurry because, again, a brush is just faster. The sponge is a little bit of a slower process, so when you're trying to gain seconds, then all of these little tips help. Alright, so we are not going to be using any concealer, so I do just make sure I have everything nicely done around my eyes, around my nose, around like little crease potential areas, that everything is filled in very well. Alright, so that is pretty good. So step 1, product 1 done. Now we are going to use, this is where you decide what's going to be best for you, whether it is bronzer or blush. I naturally have some pink cheeks and kind of blush easily, so I will use a bronzer, and this is the bronzer that we are using. This one has a shimmer to it already, so it kind of gives me already a nice little glow, a nice little highlight, sort of speak. And since we're doing like the whole illuminating look It works perfect. And since we're skipping the contour process, I can use this to go around where I would kind of do an intense contour and just add this color to my face. And I do go up a little bit higher since I'm not using blush, so make this bronzing a little bit of a thicker bronze. Alright, now we are moving into eyeliner. So I do use an eye pencil, and this I think is very important to do an eye pencil versus a liquid liner because you can move a little faster, it dries faster. That's the biggest thing for me, is that liquid eyeliner, if you try to rush, it ends up smudging everywhere. And you just make a big old mess because you're trying to rush. So the chances of making a mess with this are less. Alright, now let's go into eyebrows. This is another thing where you have to choose like maybe what's more important for you. Is your eyebrows or maybe doing mascara? For me, I stick with the black eyeliner, so that kind of gives me enough depth for my eyes so that I skip the mascara part, because again, mascara does take a little bit longer. You have the whole rushing process as well if it doesn't dry. And this powder is really nice, easy, fast. And if you want to use the other end and use a little bit of blush on your eyes, you can. I'm not going to because we have 50 seconds left and that time has gone really quick. So we are jumping into Beauty Bakerie. And for the lips, I'm adding color because there's not really color anywhere else. And this is a long-lasting color, which I think is great, so you don't have to worry about reapplying. So there we have a little bit of color. It looks like I have 15 seconds left. Let's go ahead and go in with this lighter color and add just a little bit of eyeshadow look. Just something very basic, very simple to make you look a little bit more finished. And there is the timer. So the timer is done. Let's kind of get a nice little feel for the final look. So I had to change my lighting up a little bit because this eyebrow, the way that I have my light set, it always looks lighter on this side of my face, but nice up close, not bad for 5 minutes. So the bronzer comes through pretty nice. Brought it out here. The lip color definitely makes the full look, but you can see that all you need is 5 minutes, maybe a little bit of careful planning in advance, and leaving a secret stash here and there for emergencies. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this look and it gives you a little bit of inspiration. Thanks so much for watching. See y'all next time.